Well, good morning. Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker here this morning, and I'm at home still. Today's my last day at home, and I will be in the truck tonight, going down to the yard. Here about 4 o'clock, 1600 later this afternoon. It is approximately 11:05 a.m. Central Time. Spring, Texas, and going to do a straight razor shave. I've got approximately a day and a half, 36 hours, and I've often said in previous videos going way back that 36 hours is kind of my optimal time to shave, but day and a half. And but it's often impractical to shave at 36 hours, and so 48, from evening, skip a day, evening of the next day, or the third or fourth day as occasion may warrant. But being at home, we can do this. At least today, got home on Saturday evening, shaved a little bit later in the day, 7, 8 o'clock at night. And so here we are, a little better maybe than 36 hours away. And my next occasion or opportunity to shower and shave may be tomorrow night. It may not be till the evening, Wednesday night. So we'll see how the next couple of days unfold. So let's review the equipment or introduce the equipment for today. The razor, straight razor I'm going to use today. I jumped out of order, technically in sequential order of my rotation. My next razor would have been the Wacker 8/8 Handeschmidt. Beautiful razor, brownish horn scales, just absolutely gorgeous. But I decided to jump and interrupt the rotation, and because I want to. I can do that. I can do what I want to do. And going to the Boker 14er, just a beautiful razor. There's the tree design. We got acrylic translucent blue scales on this. Got lots of gold work. Got nice spine work. Let's see if it'll focus in right there. Got some nice gears on the face with more gold work. And so it's just a beautiful, beautiful razor. The brush for today, again, because I want to, Sterling's boar bristle 31 millimeter knot. It's if you were going to have a boar bristle brush, this is the one to have. I have others, and they're up in the window over there. That's retirement shelf. That's where all my undesired brushes go to retire. At least I get a free shower now and then. Yeah, this is, I've never seen, I've seen others. This is made by Zenith out of Italy, by the way. Let me get that right there. And Sterling on the front. I've seen others who have this brush made by Zenith, different color handle, but it's a 31 millimeter. I believe that Greg Gallant has one. I don't know who all else may have. Maybe the Cajun Blade, maybe Eric's got one. I think maybe. But anyway, if you can get your hands on one of those 31 millimeter boar bristle knotted brushes from Zenith, whatever the source, whether it be Sterling or wherever Greg Gallant got his, I think his came out of a special club order on one of the Reddit or something, I don't know. And so it may be unobtainium. The one at Sterling, at least at Thanksgiving time for Black Friday, is for the last 2 years has not been unobtainium. You can get them. They're approximately $50, $48, $50. And I think the smaller one, the 28 to 26 millimeter, is still in stock. The 31 sells out pretty quick. Anyway, be that as it may, I'm going to run some new hot water here in my bowl. I took a shower, did a haircut with my clippers this morning, and so ready to get on with the shave. I've been home, as I say, since Saturday late afternoon. And the soap that we're going to use today is Tobacco, good standard vintage style soap. I don't know if this is probably not the original recipe. It says original, but what does that mean anymore? I don't know. I don't know what it means anymore. All right, here we go. Trying not to slop suds everywhere. Last day at home. I'll be off by 3:30, 4 o'clock down to the yard. It's about an hour's drive from my home in Spring, Texas to the terminal yard in Baytown, Texas. Got some nice relaxing music playing in the background from YouTube. Hopefully there's no ads in it. Doing this little rub here as a bit of a pre-shave, get the whiskers all hydrated, moisturized, ready for cutting. And my new load assignment, I'm getting loaded at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning in Texas City, which is a big refining town south of Houston, about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and then going to Dalton, Georgia, kind of halfway up between Atlanta and Chattanooga. Nice scent on the tobacco. I don't know what all the scents are, but it's a pleasant scent. I think I read here not long ago that one of the notes is a tobacco, hence tobacco, I guess. I do not know of a certainty. Or even a relative. So now, the edge on the Boker, I made a point when I got this razor that I was going to hone it up on the Dan's True Hard stone, which is not a hard black or surgical black, as some call it, nor is it a translucent. And you might think it might be by looking at some of the gray spots on it, but it's not translucent at all. And so Dan's whetstone calls this style a stone that is variegated in color, but is not a hard black, it is not a translucent. They call this a true hard. And in order to qualify as a true hard, color don't matter, or the variegated color don't matter. It's that it has to exceed the 2.5 on the USGS scale, and which all of their true hards, hard blacks, and translucents do. And it's been my opinion for all these many years that there's not one bit of difference between the hard black, the translucent, and the true hard that I just showed you. And they come in different colors and variations of combined colors. And that's the deal with a true hard, is that its color scheme doesn't matter. And if you read their descriptions on the different grades of stones, color doesn't matter in any of them. Doesn't matter in any of them. Except the black, the hard black. And even it can just vary slightly between a very dark gray. Well, I really even shouldn't say that. It's different shades of black. But anyway, and so I honed up this razor, a very nice razor, a very expensive razor, on that stone to prove the point that that stone is worthy to be considered to hone up even your very best razors. Because it will deliver an edge to this kind of razor, this very nice, what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. So a true hard stone is not one bit behind, not one whit behind the other grades, top grades of Arkansas whetstones, the true hard, the translucent. And while some will try and make a big deal, well, mine's a 2.7 or 2.8 or 3.2 on the USGS. And I've said that for honing purposes on a razor, it's all anecdotal as long as it qualifies, that is to say, in excess of 2.5. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't tell the difference. Not that I even know the difference between my three stones. I've got a Norton translucent, variegated color, but it's translucent throughout, therefore it qualifies as a translucent. I've got the Dan's Whetstone Hard Black, and I have many of my razors are honed up on these stones, all three of them. Now this is probably the most illustrious. Of my razors that is honed up on a true hard. Well, I have others that are honed up on the true hard. Well, the way I see the next couple of days playing out is I'll get down to Texas City for loading at about 7:30, 7:45 for 8 o'clock load time. Get loaded, get out of there by between 10 and 11, and be on my way. It delivers at 0600 in Dalton, Georgia on Thursday, so I've got to hustle along to get over there. As best I can. And I will likely take Interstate 10 out of Houston through Baton Rouge over to Hammond, Louisiana. And maybe even on over to Slidell, pick up Interstate 59, go north, and where it joins Interstate 20. And end up for the night somewhere between Jackson, Mississippi and Birmingham, Alabama. All right. Depending upon time of day, availability of parking, and then I have not yet identified a truck stop in proximity to Dalton, Georgia, that I will likely stay at then at Wednesday night. Haven't done that yet. I do know that there is the closest Love's truck stop is near Calhoun, Georgia, but that's still several miles to the south of Dalton. That's why I would like to get somewhere and do another shower, at least a shower, if not a full shower and shave. Tomorrow night in Mississippi or Birmingham, Jackson or Birmingham, there's a nice Love's truck stop out in the country, about 100 miles or so, east of Jackson, Mississippi, in a isolated location called Lake, Mississippi. Nice Love's over there. Why that Love's is there, I don't know. I will say too, in the last several times that I've tried to stop there, it's out in the country, it's remote, there's no other truck stop immediately around before Meridian. Very nice. In my little zipper case I'm taking with me on the trip, I've got a couple of vintage razors, and one of them is a pre-1891 full hollow. No, scratch that. Wedge, full wedge, Wade and Butcher. Very with nice tortoise shell, imitation tortoise shell scales, and it looks like something regal for the time. Sheffield, of course, Wade and Butcher. I always try to watch my fingers. With how much, when I'm holding it and my fingers may come against my face where the soap's at. I don't want the soap that gets on my fingers to work its way to the scales, the pivot point, get down inside the scales. Don't want that at all. Oh yeah, yep, very nice. Well, we're doing all right. Got a good shave going on. Got some very good equipment going on. And that's what makes straight razor shaving fun. Yes, it takes a little longer, usually. I know a fella that I've been trying to introduce to straight razor shaving. He knows I do all this stuff. And he said, no, I'm not looking to slow the process down. I want something that's going to work faster. And it does. If you're that kind of person, straight razor shaving might not be for you unless you try it and just have a complete change of outlook. But for somebody that wants to get a very close shave, some say the closest and best shave that you can possibly get is with a straight razor. I agree with that sentiment. But it takes time and it takes preparation. It takes a certain amount of knowledge with the razors, with the stones, with the honing, with the brushes, with the soaps, the skin preparation. Getting ahead of myself. On a square point like this razor, some people talk about muting the point. And I guess what they mean by that is, 1/32, 1/16 of an inch to the tip, they just don't sharpen it. Or after they have sharpened it, they'll rub it on a glass and dull it out. I guess. I don't know. I don't do that to my razors. I think if you're going to use a square point, you got to learn how to use it right, all the way through the point, which means knowing where the point is. You got to keep up with the point. Sometimes it'll get away from you, and sometimes it'll remind you, and that happens. But if you do that, that is to say, hone it all the way out, be mindful of it, use it. I think it makes you a better shaver because you're mindful of where the the point is, you're mindful of where the edge is. And of course, in time, over the years, you learn how to use it, and that's that. Don't take shortcuts. Is one of my general principles, points of view. Don't take shortcuts. Learn how to do it right. Use the right equipment. But that's just kind of the way I have operated over the years in picking up this hobby and the equipment. And there's still things I don't know how to do and may never know how to do. There's some things I don't want to know how to do. I just don't have the time for it. Restoration falls into that general category. Okay. I guess that'll do for the face shave. And so I'm going to set aside the Boker 14er. Beautiful razor that it is, full of gold and etching and translucent sapphire blue scales. It's just a beautiful, beautiful razor, and honed up on an excellent Dan's Arkansas whetstone. And we'll move over to the Fox Cutlery, Solingen, Germany. Barber's knots, little 5/8 or smaller. Fox Cutlery, I think there's a little emblem of a fox, certainly on the back side. Yeah. Okay. Okay, almost done. All right, we're getting ready to use the alum block. We put the shaving brush into the water, let the lather start to soak out, rinse out. Okay, just a very little minor sting, just enough to let you know you and here lately I've been getting into the habit of damping it off, patting it off, rubbing, not so much rinsing, but just patting it off. The alum, that is. All right, what's next? Well, that's no good. Drop my bottle of Thayer's into the sink water, but the lid was closed. Just got the label wet, that's all, and the bottle. All right, let's go there. First, that's this. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Thayer's lavender, witch hazel, tonic, face tonic, facial toner, witch hazel, aloe vera formula. Very mild scent of lavender. You can hardly notice it. But between the alum block and whether I'm using Thayer's or I'm using the other tonic that I use, the one that smells citrusy, that kind of, for me, whatever it is that they do in toning the skin, that's, you know, and desensitizing the skin, they tend to, as I say, desensitize just enough so that when I go to put on the final aftershave, which I'm going to use Whiskey Woods, Clubman Pinard Reserve Whiskey Woods aftershave. Which is pretty heavy alcohol, because there's even with the witch hazel or the alum block, there's still a pretty good sting. That's all right. That's part of the fun, isn't it? I think so. All right. So that's it. We're done. Thank you for staying with me, and I'll get this all together and post it up this afternoon before I leave for the truck and my load tomorrow. And so I will see you down the road.